Hey, in this video, we're going to go over the clean data step for the GetFeedback data. All right, so if you're following along from the last video, we did all of the prep that we needed in the prep data. Now we're going to the clean data, and we're going to be adding some additional columns, and then also, cleaning some of the data up. All right, if we ever need to go back, we can fix something and then get back here. We have, this is the general interface. We have the new question number. So at this point, all the pages are done by the new question number. If you want to change it and jump, you just change it here, enter it, hit enter, and it's going to jump you to that new one. You'll have all your column names here. If you grouped columns, you'll see multiple ones here. You got respondent count. You got what your first column name was. If you have, like I said, multiple columns. You can change your question type here. If you see in the preview that it's not looking like you expected, you can change it here and kind of see how it changes things. And then you can hide as well. Change your answers here, and the data preview here is going to change depending on the question type, which we'll see. All right, but what we got here is the final question. This is going to be the final question text that's going to show up in the dashboard. So you're going to want this to be nice and clean because this is what your end user is going to see. You have your abbreviation. That's going to be in your select a question list. So whenever you are going through the list trying to find a question to visual or to see a chart on, it's going to be looking through the abbreviation. So go ahead and write a short description or short snippet of what the actual question is. So it's nice and clean. Section heading. This is going to be if you want to group your questions into different groupings. You have demographic questions, customer satisfaction questions, and other type of questions in a huge survey or even a small survey where you want to segment out the different questions for the different categories. Then you can use this here. In some of the dashboard templates, like the Tableau one, you have the option to show a note. If for some reason this is a skip logic question or this is only asked to certain people, you could put a note here saying this was only asked to this population or something, and then it'll show up in the dashboard whenever you look at this question. All right, so this stage is a little quicker and a little faster and a little easier, but let's go ahead and jump through it. So the first one is your contact address. Now remember, in the data, our actual column name was this, your name. Just because the double header thing, it kind of jacked us up. So we got to go back sometimes and look at our raw data and be like, all right, what was the actual name of this question? Or you can go into your survey itself and look, but this was your name. But we don't want to show just name as the question. So we're going to do something that's a little cleaner, such as what is your name? And I got it right here, so I'm gonna just grab that. That's going to be the full-winded question that's going to show up. This is the abbreviation, so this is just going to be the quick abbreviation of what the question is, which is name. Then we have a section heading. Let's just go ahead and put like demographics or something for the first ones, and then we have a note if we want. And then we have the data preview down here. Now you can change any of this data down here. This is not going to change the raw data. It's just going to change what's going to be shown in the dashboard. All right, let's go ahead and go next. We got zip code and postal code. I'm going to copy this because this is what I want as my abbreviation. Here I'm going to do what is your zip code. This is also going to be in the demographics grouping, and all this looks good. All right, what is your age? I'm just going to grab this part here, put that in the final question, and I'm going to do age. All right, so this is where we're kind of be smooth sailing at this point. Copy this, final question. This is when you start using the software. So let's do start date. And you see the previews change depending on the question type. And this is kind of good because this is when you'll know if you're selecting the right question type or not, because you'll see something down here and it won't make any sense. And then you'll go and kind of reevaluate. And like I said, you can change it here if you like. All right, what features did you like the most? Copy this. I'm just do favorite features. All right, and once again, you can always go in and change all of this if you want. So for instance, add respondent ID action. If I just want add respondent ID, this is what's going to show up in the dashboard. Okay, so whatever you have down here is what's actually going to show up in the dashboard. All right, so this was that other one. So I'm going to go back. Normally what I do, you could put whatever you want here, but normally I stay with the same final question text, but change the ending of it and put other. So as you see, when I went back, it automatically grabbed whatever I had here and just put it here, which can help you out, because if you have your final question text at the top, and you don't really care about the abbreviation, you can just put next, and then it's going to save it as your final question text and your abbreviation, and you kind of go through it really quick. But in this case, I want to kind of customize it to make it as clean as possible, and I'm going to do this. Now, one thing you got to be careful with is you can never have the same abbreviation for a new question number. It always has to be different and unique. Okay. All right. So we got this. Now I think we're at the point where we're going to change our section heading. Let's just call these survey questions. And this is all optional. You don't even have to use the new section heading. Like I said, it's just to help you stay organized in your dashboard. All right. Let's keep going. We got how long have you been using the software? We're going to use this part as the final text. And that didn't copy right, so here we go. Let's try it again. How long you been using the software? So let's do software time. And sometimes I have this kind of pre-written before I do this part. Sometimes I make it up on the go. Just depends on how you like doing it. All right, and you see here's some statistics here because this is an actual numeric one, which is all numbers. All right. All right, we got how satisfied are you with the security? And I am horrible at spelling, so I'm glad I can do spell check. All right, next. All right, here we go. This is a little different, right? This is our first single response matrix one. Let's go ahead and just do our final question text and our abbreviation. Let's see, rate your level of satisfaction. So let's do level of satisfaction. Perfect. All right, leave a section heading here. Now, this is really different, right? So what we have is we have two of our columns here because we grouped them together. This down here gives us a pretty good preview. So in our original question, we had 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 going across, and then we had some values in our matrix row. Now, most surveys will have the question and then the second part of the answer in the column header. Okay, so what we have to do on this one is, as you see, you can tell we have the question, which is this here, and then we have the second part of the matrix, which is this here and this here. Okay, so all we got to do is go and delete the part that we don't want, because whatever we do on the bottom part is going to show up in the dashboard. So this is all the cleaning stuff. All right, so we just want this with the ability to integrate with the recent updates. Okay, so this is all we want to show in the dashboard. So we do it here. So this is what it shows. Now you have matrix row order. So if you want this in a specific order in the dashboard, you can. For example, maybe you want this to be number 1 and this to number 2. Matrix row order is optional, so you don't have to do that. But answer column order is mandatory. Okay, so you're going to list these 1 to whatever. 1, this column is going to be on the far left. So I'm going to want my number 5 all the way on the left. 4, 2, 5. Okay, so this is going to be 5 all the way on the left, and then next is going to be 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then you have this null over here. You don't have to give a column answer order or answer column order for the nulls, because most of the dashboards just filter these out anyway. But if you want to, you can. All right. Another thing is you can change these as well. For example, 5 was excellent. This was very good. A good, okay, decent, whatever. You can change these to whatever you want, and then it'll show up in the dashboard. Another cool thing is if you want to group these for some reason, you want like 4, 5, and 4 to be all number 5, then you just put 5, 5. And then in the dashboard, it'll group these together, and then you'll just have 5, 3, 2, 1 or something like that. Okay. So you can group, and same thing with these. You can group these too. And then also in other question types, you can group all those as well. All right. So that we're good here with our first matrix. Here we have this is actually the like and dislike one. So I'm going to copy this. Let's see, satisfied with the company, performing. So let's just do satisfied with company. And we can change this because this we know was like in our actual survey, and this was dislike. And let's keep moving. Net promoter score. We got that 1 to 10. Copy this to the final and do NPS. Here we have another matrix. We're just going to copy this part of the text because that's what we want to show here. And let's just do features. And same thing here. We're gonna, you see we have just this part is what we want to keep. We don't want the question text in the front of it. So we just go in here and delete all of this. So we're just getting the matrix row that actually showed up in the final survey that was actually, seen. All right. And then here you see how this is all out of order. So we're gonna want this in the right order within our dashboard. So we're gonna do extremely, very often, somewhat. Let's see, this is actually 3, 4, 5. All right, so that it's ordered correctly and we don't have to manually order anything. You can order these, but I'm leaving these how they are. All right, here we go. We got another single response one. Let's see, what is this? This is the best image. All right, here we go with another single response. Let's see, satisfaction with support. This is open-ended, so nothing special here. I guess you could, kind of reprogram these if you like, but there is not much you could do with open-ended. Thoughts on improving. And we got to our last one, which is that ranking. So this is one we haven't seen before. Let's go ahead and put the final question text. This is going to be what? Rank competitors. And you'll see we have Spotfire, ClickSense, Power BI, and then we have this question here. And we can't see what was shown here. So we got to go back to the raw data because this was in the second header. And we scroll all the way over and we see the second header says tablet. So that's what we're missing. So we need to put that there. And remember, whatever you put in this data preview right here is what is actually going to be shown in the dashboard. So if it doesn't look right in this data preview, then it's not right. It's not going to look right in the dashboard. Okay. All right, hit next. And we're all done. Next stage, we'll be looking at the data and then connecting it to the dashboard. All right, well, that's it for this one.